Falcons wideout Julio Jones feeling good following off-season surgery. I'm Jim Basketball with the latest ESPN headlines alongside Brian Dawkins. This a major piece to the puzzle for the Atlanta Falcons. He fractured the right foot last October in a game against the Jets. He had the surgery, going to be ready for training camp, going to be ready for the regular season. You know what Atlanta did a couple of years ago in playing San Francisco. Last year they fell off the map. Julio Jones lost early in the season. How big a piece to that offensive puzzle is he in Atlanta?
He's an absolute colossal piece, in my opinion, when it comes to that offense. Our defenses were actually able to double-team a tight end last year because they didn't fear what was going on. They double-teamed Tony Gonzalez inside because they didn't fear anything outside. Well, there's no way you can double-team anybody besides Julio Jones when he's on the football field in crunch time situations because he's that type of threat. He's the type of talent that defensive coordinators stay up at night to make sure that we have a great game plan going against him. So it's going to be imperative for them to make sure that they're doing things not to hinder him, but to bring him back at a pace that's going to help him maybe break through a little scar tissue, but at the same time be able to stay on the football field.
So you've made it clear he's a major part of that offense, of that whole team in general. How should the Falcons proceed with regards to playing him, practicing him as we gear up towards training camp in the regular season?
Well, the key is for everybody to be on the same page in these type of instances because when you have a competitor, which Julio is, he's going to want to get on the football field. He may even push some things in practice because he wants to be out there with his teammates. For it's up to him, the training staff, the doctors to make sure that they're all on the same page, that we're going to bring him at a pace that's going to help him out. Like I said before, maybe we have, he has to understand the different sensations. I had a Liz Frank injury. So when I came back, there's some different sensations that I felt in my foot. A little soreness is good. Pain is never. So understand the difference between soreness and pain is going to be huge for him to be honest with them, and then they'll have to back him off just a little bit to make sure that he's ready to go for the season.
It's interesting because the Falcons and the Texans, two teams that had such high aspirations going into last season, two teams that had strong seasons the prior year, fell off the map last year, had high draft picks as a result. How do you view the Atlanta Falcons? No Tony Gonzalez. Again, Julio Jones coming back from the injury. How do you view them as you look towards this season?
Well, I think last year that they pushed all the chips into the middle of the table, in my opinion, when it came to the offense. They say that we may not be a dominant defense, but we have so many talented weapons, which they did on the offensive side of the ball, bringing in even Steven Jackson to that backfield. So we have a lot of things going on the offensive side of the ball, then all the injuries begin to happen. So now you have an offense that can't put up the points, but you didn't address a lot of the things on the defensive side of the ball, so we can't get after the quarterback. We didn't do a good job of tackling on the in the second level. The cornerbacks, the young cornerbacks actually did a good job as far as coverage is concerned, but we couldn't sack the quarterback. We couldn't get pressure. We couldn't get off the football field. So when you have that element, now you have to get back to trying to be balanced again. So they did some things in the draft to hopefully help the pass rush, and hopefully you get the guys back on the offensive side of the ball healthy that you can put up those points.
Atlanta Falcons looking to turn things around this coming season. Julio Jones says, "Count me in from the start," feeling good following a foot surgery. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. For Brian Dawkins, I'm Jim Basketball.